It's a real honour to be here and to be amongst friends, to use that slightly loaded word now. You are all my friends and it's a pleasure to be here. I guess, are you guys okay there?
Yeah.
We'll try
your backing group.
Yes, we're going to have some gospel choir coming in. There's three key reasons, I guess, why I'm going to read The Yank is Coming. The first reason is this is, on the surface, on the kind of first level of the poem, it's a poem about the First World War. And this year does mark the 100-year anniversary of the Battle of Passchendaele. So it feels very appropriate to read a poem that has that content of this occasion. The second reason is why this is my favourite poem. On the surface, it's a poem about the First World War. But as with all great poetry, there are many layers to these things. And on another layer, it's also about an invisible war, not war in a bloody sense, but a war between people who are fighting for truth, beauty, form, meaning, and those who are gladly welcoming the kind of entropy, really, of our culture and our society, and this kind of war of the modernists, as it were, and the poets and the artists. And you probably can guess which side James, Dad, is on and that I'm on. But this is a kind of thing that's very important, and it's something we're trying to preserve and fight for. And then on the third level, I'm an egomaniac, and it's a poem about me. So that's also why I really like it. But it's important to know that obviously me and Dad are very similar. And this is something that, in a way, everyone is similar to their parents, but we have a unique similarity. And we have always communicated with each other through poetry. And in fact, when my father recovered from his terrible battle with cancer, and I wrote that poem, which some of you heard at the launch of the Inside the Whale poetry collection. Ulysses Returns was the poem I wrote. My dad wrote an answering poem, which was Telemachus, my son. And all through our life we've had this dialogue, really, which has actually come out of poetry. And now Dad has written this poem, The Yank is Coming. And the Yank, of course, the American, though they don't like to admit it, is the child of course, the Brits. And a child that's taken a kind of different path, but is also in line with their predecessors. So this is a poem about my arrival and what that might do to change the war. I don't think I'll have as much impact as the Americans did in the First World War. I think that would be a bit egotistical, but I will do what I can. So this is The Yank is Coming, and I hope you enjoy it. Just when we thought stalemate, the Western Front, the dying fields, our strength exhausted and past its sell-by date, the Allies cannot win. The Bosch will triumph over. We have loved, yes, and you are my true lover, but how resist so long relentlessly this dark offensive that overwhelms you, me, the litany of anarchies destroying art, and all that I believe literary. Indeed, the very roots of poetry are just dried out rubbish, flimsy. Yet still we kept the faith. From Arras, the Somme and Passchendaele, we have struggled and kept the line, heard the rackety-racket of chaotic hell, insisting all this is, by design, the deeper purpose, there, a race. Blowing across human grandeur and the foxholes of sunk minds reaping their own blank toll. But as I say, my love, my dearest, for whom no pain could make me weary, the Yank is coming, and he'll transform the war. Already, see the fear on those Hun faces. They had us, nearly, but now we change places, and out to no man's land he goes. The Yank who just arrives, new world whose action flows. The hero we barely imagined back then, or epic that I could never pen. Still in the war, still the cause is just, and still we fight, my love, because we must. But now the Yank is coming, and we cannot find some shelter. Hear his beat, the tune he's drumming. We know our son. He will not falter.
Thank you.